Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Bird's Eye View. I'm Mr. Crow, and I'm here with Duck.
Welcome, welcome.
Great to have you guys here today. We are deciding to talk a little bit more about with the PS5 and which version you should actually buy. This is just our opinion, but these are things that, as we're evaluating the PS5, just giving some people some tips and tricks and maybe some things that ideas that you haven't even thought of what version to buy. They do differ in price, about roughly $100.
All right.
So
So basically, I got three questions for you, and if you can answer these three questions, then you just get the digital version. So let's get on over and ask those three questions.
yeah.
Okay. So question number one: do you currently have a PS4? If
I
that
do.
answer is no, then I guess you go to the second question. If you do, then that's another thing, and we'll get there in a second. Question number two: do you buy used game discs?
Myself, I'm a no.
No, I do used to do and have, but like, well, in fact, I went and bought the PS3 because I couldn't play games on the PS4. Well, never mind, we'll get into that later.
We'll get into
All
the
right, so do you have shitty internet connection? So if you answered no to all three of these questions, then just go ahead and buy the digital version. Just
yeah. Let's cut
go
right
ahead
to
and
the
buy it.
chase.
And
Just
and,
get the
and,
PS5.
and now we're gonna go back and we're gonna tell you why these are the three questions, and this should be the answer if you're gonna do that. So, all right. So just right off the start, is the digital version is how much, Crow?
Digital version's $399 US.
All right, so it is $400, and the disc
Yep.
drive version is $500.
Yes.
We're talking about $100.
Yeah,
Now,
it's $100.
normally I would say that's two games, but the PS5 has said now your games are $70.
It's a game and a quarter.
Woo!
And
All right,
those quarters don't even
$70.
count.
Now
Yeah.
we go back to that other question: is do you buy used game discs? Okay, now that the games are $70, are you gonna buy used game discs?
It's true. I haven't really thought too much about buying the used games, but yeah, that's a good point.
I used to
With them
live at
being
games.
cheaper.
I used to live at GameStop because
Yes.
I, I just have a really hard time paying full price for any game, a really hard time. And so generally, there's so many games that I'm playing that I don't really need that like immediate right away um purchase. So
And I typically wait until they go on sale or something to that effect. Yeah. I don't
so
always run out there and buy the latest and greatest game.
so let's time out this video real quick, and because I know this is probably bothering all you people, and no, on Crow's side, that's not a glitch. That's his desk. So just so you
Oh,
know.
yes.
So it's so just to think, oh, their background's glitching out. No, it's just his desk. See, there's his desk. Okay, all right, now we.
Trying to see. Is it back further? There you go.
Hey, there you go. I
Product
I can
placement.
send you a cactus.
Oh, here. Let me see. Should I try to put something white back here? Like it's part of a PlayStation?
Oh, there you go. You can put your controller or something back there. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, what were we talking about? The PS5. All right.
Buying
Oh, yeah,
new
yeah.
and old games
So
or
it's
used games.
$70. That's a lot of money for
That's a lot
one
for a game.
game. And the fact that I'm always playing all different kinds of games, I am so even less likely to pay $70 on a game.
Yeah.
So that's so
Especially with their reputation these days, they always come out with betas.
yeah, and then like after a year, then they got the Game of the Year edition with all the DLCs and
With
all
all
the
the
stuff.
DLCs. Yep.
So that's more likely where I'll be living is at GameStop if I get a PS5. But there's some other things that go along with that, and so the first question was, do you have a PS4? And here's my thing: is Sony said, "Oh yeah, backward compatibility." Everybody was like, "Man, I'll be able to play my PlayStation 3 games and blah, and PlayStation 4 games," and And now I'm hearing
Yeah.
rumors that it may not even be fully backward compatible with your PS4. So,
So that makes
um,
it, yeah.
so here's why that is. Do you have a PS4? If that answer was no, buy the digital version. But if it was yes, um,
You want to use those discs.
you might want to use this, but you might not be able to, right?
It's true.
So
Yeah.
now that question's a little bit ambiguous. Is if you have a PS4, um, then you might just keep your PS4 because you've already paid for it, right? You might just keep your PS4
Keep
and
it.
play those games on your PS4 that you won't be able to play on the PS5 because I don't know what it's going to be. And because of the whole PS4 PS3 fiasco, I just can't trust Sony right now to be backward compatible.
Yeah.
I have a problem that I can't trust them to do that, but they screwed me in the past, which really upset me. Which is why I
But
bought the PlayStation 3 twice now.
they also mentioned that they, when you buy the PS5, if you're already a PS Plus member, you'll get all the old games, the classics as well. So, but
Well,
that
you
doesn't
get
mean
all
you
the
need the
ones you
disc.
own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the
So I don't
thing
know.
is, if you have a PS4 and you have a bunch of discs, that doesn't mean you'll get those on the PS Plus,
No, no. If you have
right?
the disc, if you don't, yep.
So if that game you have on the disc isn't backward compatible, you're still stuck. And if you got rid of your PS4, like I got rid of my PS3 when I bought my PS4 because I thought it was backward compatible, and then I ended up with a whole stack full of discs I couldn't use, that really, really pissed me off. And that is part of one of the reasons I built my PC to avoid that kind of situation in the future.
Makes
But
sense.
so that's kind of one of those things is you need to answer that question for yourself is do you think Sony will have enough backward compatibility that you could ditch your PS4 and not worry about it?
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
gonna.
trust Sony to be backward compatible because they've screwed me before, but that's me. So,
They say it because they want you to buy it. You
yeah.
know, they
And
want
they
you. So
did
of
that
course
the
they're gonna
whole
do it.
time leading up to the thing was, oh yeah, it's backward compatible, it's backward compatible, and now I'm hearing lots of rumors that it's not all the way
Yeah.
at least. And so I'm like, okay, that's scary.
Here we go again.
Here we
Yeah.
go again. So all right. So we've covered it's $100 cheaper. Games are way more at $70. So that's a whole
Yes.
game that you could buy that didn't cost you that you would actually you get an extra game, buy the PS5 and save $30 if you can fit with the digital version and not worry about the discs.
Also, I just thought of this too. Controller. The controllers
Or the
are now
controller.
$70 as well.
Damn, dude, a
So
controller $70 too?
yeah,
Jeez.
69.95 or something like that.
Man, it's all you rage players out there that are always smashing controllers and stuff, dude. That's
Oh
gonna,
yeah.
man, ouch, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Every time.
So, in my opinion, the digital version looks a little better because it doesn't have the big bulky drive on the side. It's just a lot sleeker.
Yes.
Whatever you think about the design, it's still sleeker. It doesn't have
That's a whole nother that's a whole nother
bulge on
video
the thing.
topic later.
And there was plenty of memes about
Yeah.
that. So there's that. Like I said, the disk drive itself is the most likely piece to ever fail in any of the PlayStations. Now I
Yeah.
know Crow's like, yeah, the heating and the blah 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 that they had in the PS4 and they brought that to
Yeah.
Pro and okay, but we're talking about like that was design flaw and hopefully the PS5 is not like that. But who
Hopefully
knows?
they got a good designer.
Well, and I
Engineer.
think that was part of the giant case too is allow more airflow and cooling
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But the disk drive is like when did DVDs come out, dude? Ages
Oh,
like in the
it's
80s,
been
right?
before
80s or
DVDs too
90s?
though. Because you've had CDs, music CDs in the
Yeah.
so I mean the disc drive has been around since the 80s
All right. So
easily.
the technology really hasn't changed since the 80s. It's still this little
Yeah.
spinny thing on some bearings and anything that moves
Laser.
has a chance to fail. Well, the lasers have improved because they got all
Lasers
the
improve.
Blu-ray and all that other stuff. So, but if something's gonna fail,
It's still just a record. It's still just a fancy LP record
right.
that they've had around forever.
And that's the weakest piece of equipment on any of the PlayStations. It's the most likely piece to fail itself. Not that other pieces don't fail. I'm saying that's the most likely because it's mechanical. And
so
now,
if you use the disk drive a lot,
right.
you're forcing it to be used.
Right.
Moving,
And now with
moving.
the PS5, you have the SSD, so your hard drive's no longer mechanical. Your graphics card isn't mechanical. So all you have is the fans on your graphics card and the case fans I'm assuming that the PS5 is going to have. That would be your only mechanical parts on the digital version of the PS5, which makes it, in theory, a lot less likely to have a physical failure.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then the only thing about the digital version is it's going to require you to have a good internet connection. If you got shitty internet or spotty internet or
Dial
it takes
up.
you forever to like download something, these 50 gig games or larger games are going to start taking a lot longer, and it's going to just be forever. And the fact that I think so what's the hard drive size, Krow?
1 terabyte.
Okay.
After it's been, and then their operating system, of course, and all their stuff. But so I'd plan on an 800 gig space for your games and videos. And
so 800 gigs of
screenshots.
space on your game. Spider-Man would 52 gigs. Is that what we said?
It's roughly 50-ish is what I've seen.
So let's just say that all games were 50 gigs. Then guess what? You get 16 games on your on your PlayStation 5, and that's it.
Yep.
So if you got a digital version, you get 16 games if they're all only 50. But tell you what, I had some games on the PC that, like Elder Scrolls, is huge, and so I imagine some games would be smaller, some games are going to be a hell of a lot larger, and that can, I mean, if you got a 75, 100 gig game, then you only got 8 games on your system. And that's just the game. And you're not talking about extra room for
It's
saves,
not DLCs. Yeah, exactly.
Clipping pictures or the photo modes on the games or themes or any of that other stuff that people have on there. I mean, people have photos and all kinds of stuff on there. Now you're talking less than 8 games.
And that's also too, some people download Netflix on there. They download Spotify.
Right.
Granted, those apps are very small, but they all add up.
Right. And they all require that internet connection that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So all right, Krow, so you've been doing all kinds of research on the specs. So what you got to say?
Well, things that are looking really good, really nice about the specs. I'm excited for it. We did mention it's 1 terabyte. I think that eventually the PS5 Pro will come out and there'll be a 2 terabyte for sure.
The PS5 Krow?
Be a Pro.
Oh,
the
Krow, my bad. Okay.
We're gonna get the Krow version. It's gonna be all blacked out. It's gonna be sweet.
That's the other thing is I haven't heard of anything other than white yet. Have you?
I haven't heard anything. I've heard of people are trying to say that they're special, but no, I haven't seen.
So now you have to go to skin it, so it's just not white.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I wish I looked and looked and looked for a black controller because
you already got one.
Nasty,
don't you? Don't you already have ordered a PS5?
I ordered a PS5.
What version did you buy, Krow?
And I have a PS4 with a few discs, so I got the disc version as well.
Got the disc version because
just to be safe.
PS4.
I have a PS4 and I do have discs, so I'm hoping there's going to be a few times I may have to use the disc drive, and plus it's the only Blu-ray.
Hopefully.
That like even movies that we have to watch.
So I guess that's the other thing we didn't talk about is I didn't really think about that is well, and here's the reason why is okay, if you have a PS4, you can watch Blu-rays on that one.
Yes.
And so So either you see, I don't even know how to like. For me, it's like if you have Blu-rays, you already have a way to watch it, right?
The reason why I actually have Blu-rays is because of the PlayStation. That is the only
Right.
way we
But like I
have.
said, you have a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was the only way
so
to
that
watch
was
it.
kind of my thing is if you have if you watch Blue, and that's why I didn't really bring up the Blu-ray
Yeah,
player part is because if you have Blu-rays, like you have a way to watch it. Like I don't watch Blu-rays on my PS4. I have a actual player
TV and
that's connected
an
to the
entertainment
TV.
center type
Yeah,
thing.
and so I wouldn't. It's not something that would even really go into my mind of, oh God, I need the Blu-ray player on the PS5, right? Well, because for me, like I said, I got a PS3, I got a PS4, and at some point I'll have a PS5. Just hurts me to say that $500, but $400, whatever it is. I don't know what I'm gonna buy. Anyway, it'll be later on when it's the Pro and cheaper, and I can get a non-white version, but.
I'm excited for the non-white version.
But like I said,
That will be
I didn't really
great.
bring up that Blu-ray part because I feel like if you already have Blu-rays, you already
You have
watching them
a way.
somehow, and it's not really a factor in buying the PS5 and going, "Oh, I got to get the disc drive because I got all these these
Yeah,
Blu-ray discs that I can't watch." So I got to get a PS5 to watch it so I can play games and watch stuff. So that's why we didn't
that
really
makes
bring
sense.
that up. All right, so what else you
Uh,
got?
16 gigs of RAM.
16 gigs of RAM. That's
Also,
decent.
I,
Well,
it's
and here's the
decent,
thing
right?
is if you're saying 16 gigs of RAM to somebody on a computer, that's generally what people use is 16 gigs, and they don't worry about it because that's enough. Now,
That's typically going to be enough.
if you're a computer streamer and you got 45 windows open, Chrome and all that, 16 gigs may not be enough.
Uh,
But with the
and yeah,
PlayStation where it's gaming and you're not really doing all that periphery extra BS stuff, then 16 gigs should be plenty for the games that
yeah,
are being played because that's solely dedicated to the game. 16 gigs to the game, not 16
16
gigs to
gigs
the
to
game
the
and
game.
OBS and window this and window that and Stream Deck and blah 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 blah. So
I was looking a little bit into trying to get into the nerdy stuff, right? I was looking into the CPU, and I want to say that the PlayStation 4 is like a 2 gigahertz something, and the PlayStation 5 is a 3.2, I think is what it is. But they talk in teraflops, and the PS4 is like a 1.2 million or something like that, and the PS5 is a 10.4. So it's like quadrupling how fast it can actually process this stuff
transfer
out. It's
data.
really cool. That alone, just in the CPU, and is going to be amazingly fast.
Hopefully.
But yeah, yeah,
Because here's the
hopefully,
thing you still have load times on the PCs.
yes,
Right. And so
yeah.
you're
There's no way you're going to
right.
get away 100%
And
completely away.
so people that think it's just going to be seamless gameplay with no load times, there's going to be
No, no,
load
no, no.
times. They just won't be like
As
they
long
were, I hope.
that
But here's the other thing is like I don't see load times going away and I don't see load times getting that much smaller. And here's why. Like if I'm playing a particular game like let's say Ghost of Tsushima, right? Sure, if I'm playing on the PS5, those load times will go down. Absolutely.
yes,
Now, the only problem is the next games that are coming out will be so much bigger and more compact because of the ability to do 4K or higher or whatever that
yeah. The
those load
PS5's
times
8K.
will still be the
Yep.
same because the game is just so much more complicated and so much bigger.
Mm.
Like instead of those games where you go in a door and it loads the room, it will be more seamless where it's more the world has loaded and not like each room has loaded. So,
I,
go ahead.
I'm thinking that they may try to hide the load times a little bit better. Like that elevator ride won't be to the top floor. It's going to be maybe up a floor, up 10 feet.
Yeah.
I just I think they're going to try to fix that kind of stuff.
But that's game designer,
That's
that's
game designer. I think what they're going to do is, and that's answering, going more into questions or more into the area what you're saying too. Load times are still going to be there, but how developers and designers figure that out, they could hide that kind of in the games.
and let's be honest. If there's load times in Dead by Daylight, Crow's still gonna play it, so it don't matter.
Yeah, it's true. I, yeah, you still have to. And there's going to be load times. I'm just hoping that I don't have to wait 15 minutes to restart the app. And let's be honest, like 7 Days to Die, love the game. Was having a blast on Thursday with it. But it took like 10 minutes just to load the game. I'm like, come on. Let's just you don't have to show me all those screens.
Well, it's got
Get me in the game.
I've been playing on the PC. We just started because Adam, my buddy that we lost, it's his like favorite game ever, and so we decided we'd dedicate this month and play it. And like the initial load screen for that game is like it takes a long time. Like I was kind of like, is this loading? And then it loaded into the server. I was like, oh, okay. It's like
building the environment, and you're like,
yeah.
What kind of environment are we building?
Oh my god, that's the other thing about. Oh, we won't talk about it. Yeah,
That'll
we're
be a
getting way
recap.
sidetracked.
We gotta get recapped on those.
But like to do a seeded world on Alpha 19, if you have the full size map, right, the 8,000 or whatever level map.
Oh yeah, because they doubled the size.
2 hours and 50 minutes to generate the random world.
Whoa.
On the PC, I was like, okay, we're playing the pre-gen world.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, so back to the PS5.
Wow.
So all right, so it's faster, Krow, and it's an
Faster.
SSD, and it's an SSD.
It is.
So
It
no,
is a
so no
solid state drive.
mechanical hard drive.
No moving parts, so that should mean that it shouldn't get, the hard drive won't get as hot. The hottest part on the PS that's going to be getting there is your graphics card and your CPU. That graphic card is going to be screaming hot.
Now that's
you still will have.
I wonder if they're doing like. So a lot of people ask, when I installed the 2080 Super, I did the water cooled version of it, and people always ask me, "Can you hear the pump?" In fact, today I just answered a question on the YouTube page: is can you really hear the pump? Is the pump that loud? And so that's a question I always get: is how loud is it? And here's the thing: is the PS5 is it's gonna have a lot of heat to dissipate.
Yes.
So is it going to have a whole bunch of case fans, and are those going to be loud? Because I don't remember hearing anything that it was water cooled.
It is not water cooled. I looked deeply into that because I was just as curious.
So I'm wondering if the Pro or something later they come out with might be water cooled. If the
possibly.
heat is the problem, it is a problem, and we won't really know until everybody gets to using it, because the PS4 came out and it had a heating problem.
It did.
It has started having. My bad.
Yeah, a cooling problem. It overheated quite a few. The graphics did, and that's what caused the blue light of death, basically. I think that they've figured things out with the fans differently now. That it's not just intake, but they can definitely change the airflow and how much they bring in. I wouldn't be surprised if they have 2 fans on the PS5. They haven't said anything about it, but with the PS4 Pro, they did a bigger fan than when the original PS4, and so I wouldn't be surprised if they may go to 2 fans.
Now I always wear a headset, so I run my PC fans at 100% all the time, and I don't really hear them. Do you hear your PS4 cooling?
At times, it depends on the game and everything like that. Yeah, there are times I hear the PS5. Modern Warfare in the lobby when I'm waiting, and also
Dead by Daylight. In the lobby?
I hear it when I'm in the lobby because it's trying to kick in all this stuff, and it sounds like a freaking jet in the background.
I don't hear it in the game, but when I'm in the lobby, it's loud as fuck.
Oh, well, no, when it's in the game, it starts cooling off. Like you'll hear the fan and everything kind of start cooling down or like slowing down.
So weird.
It's
This seems
just
just
they
the
do it in the
opposite.
lobby.
This just seems like it'd be so opposite of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your guess? Are you gonna be hearing your PS5?
I think with the first gen, we're going to be hearing the PS5. I still think we're going to hear it because, like I said, I think they're going to have two. They're going to have two fans. I think they're going to have two fans. They may have one huge fan because you still got the power supply is still got to going to be in there generating a lot of heat too.
I didn't even think about that part. Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
That'll
and
probably
it's going
have
to
its own
be
separate fan.
it's going to be a beefy, big, huge power supply. That's my idea. So
Yeah, because it's gonna have to support that.
it's got a lot more work to do,
So
and it's
I wonder if
fast.
there's a different size power supply for the disk drive version or the other one. Probably not. I would guess the digital version would just end up with more power, more usable supplied power. That wouldn't make any sense to make multiple power supplies. So.
No, no, I don't think they'll do multiple. I think it'll just be the one. But I think I'm estimating, I'm speculating. I think they're gonna have two fans just to help cool things down.
What other nerdy stuff you got, Krow?
Um, I'm excited to play with the controller. Like that's the other thing.
That's what you're most looking forward to is the new
I'm
controller.
mostly looking forward to the new controller. But yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
care
getting
about
any
4K.
games.
I want this new controller.
Oh, see, okay, yes, they are doing 8K. It is the PS5 is going to be 8K right out of the box.
Which is completely irrelevant, but that's a whole other
It's
topic.
irrelevant because not everybody does 4K.
You got some sunlight
So,
coming in, Krow.
I do.
It's shining up that forehead, man. Make it shinier than mine.
See if we can change that. I don't know if that'll work.
You got a new sunshade in your office.
There we go.
So now it's just the crown.
Now it's just a crown of a halo.
You're just jealous of my super shiny head, huh? That's
I do.
it.
You guys are, yeah. I've told my wife I need to start shaving my head. I need to be cool.
I don't think that's what it'll make you cooler, as in like temperature. You won't need that. You won't need that fan.
Yeah, that's true. Need that for sure.
All right. So what other nerdy stuff you got? Is that all there is?
That's
or?
all I kind of got. That like I had a whole bunch of stuff, but
So, did you look at how large it is compared to your PS4 in like inches or anything?
I haven't looked at that. I haven't really even. I just know that in my head it looks bigger.
It looks like
it looks big.
To me, what it looks like is a one of the mini cases for PCs, with like the slim cases for PCs.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. When I was looking at it, I was like, I don't have any more room on my desk for something that size. In fact, I have my PC back behind, not on my desk, and I'm like I got the PS3 and I got the little mini Nintendo thingy-majigger, and then I got the PS4, and then I got all these screens, and I'm like, I don't have any room to place a PS5 on top of any of this. So if it's big like that, I'm gonna have to find another way to put it up here.
And I've really been tempted to possibly build a case that I can control the environment in, but yet keep the noise out. And that's just because of how loud the PS4 gets.
So,
but that's being nerdy for me as
like,
well.
Take apart the PS5, put it in your own case?
Oh no, I've thought about building a case that is going to be basically soundproof.
Put your PS5 in there and then have a case you built around it.
Basically, imagine a cabinet. I'm just thinking just basically a cabinet.
What I pictured in my brain was this clear plexiglass case.
Oh, that would be sweet.
With like you know, like on all those movies where they go and they gotta steal something, it's in this like complete glass case with it right in the middle, right? That's what I was picturing, is like this clear plexiglass case with the PS5 in it, with like fans and stuff everywhere, pulling and pushing air in and out to keep it cool.
I okay, this is geeky and definitely not on the PS5, but I have started looking at making a desk custom for this room. And inside that desk, underneath the desktop, I've thought about making it a plexiglass so that I could have my computer parts in there and the PlayStation. And yes, I'm thinking about tearing it all
You know
apart
what's
and
funny
putting it in there.
is when I was building my computer, I looked up a whole bunch of how tos and stuff, and a bunch of different types of things to build either in desk or on your wall a computer. One of the people that I work with, well, used to work with, she retired. Her son built a PC, but it's entirely on his wall.
That'd be
Like
that'd be
it
freaking
lights
awesome.
up and everything, and but it's the whole thing's entirely on his wall, just hanging up on his
Ah,
wall.
that'd be sweet.
And I was like, I don't have the guts for something like that because my luck, I'd be sitting here playing and some ant or flying moth or something stupid would fly up in there and then would go and then catch my house on fire or something, and I'd be like, oh god. But
Yeah,
the in the desk with the glass on top so you can see all that stuff, and then the fans
yeah,
out the back. Those are I've seen some images on like Google of some
yeah.
fantastic looking computer desks that people have built in, stuff like
And
that.
definitely would go to liquid cool that way. And I'd make it to where you could lift up the hood, lift up the desk so it'd be like a hood.
I definitely don't have the money or the talent to do something like that. So I have like in my brain, I said, oh yeah, I could easily do that. But I'm just like, in reality, I'm thinking, there ain't no freaking way it would actually work.
I think it would be a blast to do it. My only concern though is over time it changes. Motherboard changes,
Yeah, but
graphic
just
cards,
like your cases, they're all made to just swap out and install the next
somewhat.
version,
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Like the
Yeah,
hardest, well, see, that's the hardest part about like the upgrade stuff is like I have whatever generation i7 6700K, and that chip fits in this motherboard.
yeah,
But the brand new i25s or whatever the hell they're on now, I don't even know, the i10s or whatever it is, use a different chipset. And so
hmm
I can't take that chip and put it in this motherboard. I'd have to get a whole new motherboard and everything. So,
and then and those were the things I'm like, well,
but the
do the screw
size and the
holes, the
screw holes,
holes?
those all stay the same.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes, yeah,
No, almost always. Almost always they stay
almost,
the same because the cases themselves, like the case is just a box, right? And
yeah,
so however fancy the outside is, in general, it's just a box. And so because of the way the cards fit into the motherboard and the way that everything comes out the back so you can plug everything
yeah.
in
Those have
general,
to stay
those
the same.
all stay the same.
Those
Now
will
the
stay
only
the same.
difference is you get a small size, the medium size, or the extremely large full size versions of them. But they all have, like, even the large versions, you can put a small form factor motherboard on them. They have the screw holes set for all that other stuff. So generally the screws wouldn't change. It was just how all your plugs fit into everything, and that's
Yeah,
where wire management is always the pain of a builder's existence. How to route everything around. So I know that was
lots of fun.
like
Anyway,
like
that's a tangent,
this cord is
but so
just
fun.
too small to fit in there, and now I got to get like a 4 inch longer cord because that's the only next size they come in.
That's the only, yeah. It goes from 6 foot yeah. I'll
So
leave it at.
man, so I wish the PS5 wasn't so expensive now. I'd love to take it apart and put it in my own case just because.
I've thought about that as well. I have had so much going through. Do I buy an extra one and sell it and earn some extra cash?
Definitely.
Do I buy one, tear it apart, show you what's inside? Because I love doing that stuff, and I've done it a few times with the
Just
PS4.
wait. wait on Craigslist until somebody's selling a blue screen one. Then
Yeah,
you can get it and take it apart.
you get the broken ones. You'll be like, I'm using this for parts
I'm not trying to
anyway.
fix it. I'm just
So,
show everybody what it looks like inside.
like, this dude said that everything's fried because it overheated. So I'm really just going for his hard drive in case my hard drive, I watch
Well,
him solder the hard drives though.
okay, so that was just brought up another thing. Is so you got 800 gigs to store stuff on.
Yep.
I remember them saying that it was expandable.
It is expandable. They have like a little memory. I I say memory card, but it is they have a little memory like slot. They do have a hard drive slot that you can actually go to. It will be trusted. So I don't know who uh, builds the hard drives now. I don't know if it's going to be a
So you'll
Samsung
be able
thing
to
or
add
what.
a second hard drive for storage on there,
You can be able to plug in an extra hard drive right there.
like USB plug-in.
No, they say it was something else.
Hmm.
That's why I say it's kind of like a photo card plug-in.
Okay.
Because it's already got a slot right there in it. You just go ahead and plug it in.
Interesting.
At least that's the rumor. I've never seen one of these things. So
Interesting is how they're gonna cool that.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're thinking that the hard drives aren't going to have enough or have enough moving to generate that much heat. And I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm
Well,
also curious too
these are
because
all
the
things
current
that we're gonna learn.
yeah, the current operating system on the PS4 doesn't support anything over 3 terabyte. And so I'm wondering with the new generation, yeah, are they going to be bringing in the 5 terabyte? Is it going to be able to see larger? I assume yes, but
I'm thinking that could just be fixed with an update, though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Imagining.
Well, I don't know if they updated it already for the PS4. I think it's maxed out at 3.
Hmm.
But I'm thinking, yeah, the same thing with the PS5. With an update, they might be able to bring it up.
All right, so to wrap this whole thing up, Crow bought the disk drive version.
I did.
He
Disk
paid the
drive all the way.
full. He paid the full $500. But I'm telling you, my opinion is if you already currently earn a PS4, then then don't spend the extra $100 on the disk drive version because likely I don't really see it being fully backward compatible and some of your discs you won't be able to play anyway. So just keep your PS4. You've already paid for it. It doesn't cost you anything to keep it, and save yourself $100. But you have to have a disk drive. You have to have a disk drive. You have to have a internet connection.
Internet
If you don't
connection.
have the internet connection, then you're gonna need to have the disc because downloading that stuff is just gonna take a long time. And
Yeah,
then
your
on top of
PS5, if
that,
you don't have internet, PS5 just became a big, huge paperweight.
right. And then on top of that, what was the other one? Oh yeah, do you buy used discs? I'm a fan of going to GameStop and buying used discs. Um, because they're just at some point so much cheaper. Like, and I just
Yeah.
don't. I hate paying now $70. Oh God, even saying $70 just hurts me. So that's like four
You,
PC games, man.
I was going to say, you just wait. Some of those PS4 or some of those games out on the PC is going to come out. They're going to be 50, $60.
Well, yeah, what Cyberpunk 2077 they were talking about was $60 or something. So
I could see that.
games are getting more expensive. That's just the nature of the beast. People need to make their money.
Yeah.
So hope we informed you which one to buy, how to get to that conclusion. And if not, then you are out there flapping in the wind, and I'm sorry for you. But
Yeah.
but
Leave your comment what you think, which one
yep.
you want, or which one you're looking for.
That's right. Which one are you going to get? Leave your comments down there. Leave your comments on what you want us to cover next. We appreciate you guys stopping by and saying hi. Much love all, but we are out of here.
See y'all. Have a wonderful one.